took probably one of the most bumpiest buses I've ever been on from...
The most bumpiest?
One of the most bumpy buses I've ever been on from Siem Reap to Phnom Penh, which is the capital of Cambodia, where Ollie departed after seeing the main sites, which are the killing fields and the tall slaying prison, both pretty harrowing.
They're harrowing, bits of bone and clothes in the floor, and a tree where the guards used to smash babies' heads.
Yeah, it was pretty horrific actually. There was this huge what's called a stupa, which is the memorial that they have there, which is full of human skulls
and clothes.
Yeah, and clothes of those who died, which gives you a sense of the scale of it all, but pretty horrifying. As well as those main sites, we didn't do a huge amount in Phnom Penh. Ollie left for the Sevens in Hong Kong, so I was left with Martin and Kenny, and we had a good time, but didn't do much of the cultural variety.
Here we are on the cyclo, which is probably the most dangerous mode of transport, seeing as we don't have a motor and everyone around us does, and it's significantly bigger, but it's quite good fun. Check out Martin. Are you enjoying it, Martin?
Yeah.
How is it, Kenny?
I'm a little bit scared.
I've already been offered a massage, a sightseeing tour and marijuana by my driver. There he is. Say hello, my friend. Hello.
So I met up with Ollie once again in Ho Chi Minh City,
Vietnam,
which is of course South Vietnam, and we saw main sites there being
Cu Chi tunnels, series of tunnels used by the Viet Cong in the south to hide from the Americans, which were pretty tiny.
Here we are inside one of the tunnels, which has been made 40% bigger for tourists. So look at that small child, and imagine what it's like to be crawling through over 6 foot. There's Ollie. Ow!
Also saw the War Remnants Museum, which was full of documentation of the atrocities in the Vietnam War, or as they call it there, the American War.
And Notre Dame, which was, well, not quite as nice as the French version, but still impressive nonetheless.
Martin, what are your thoughts on the cathedral?
Huge.
Yeah, apart from that, Martin.
Apart from that, I don't know, I'm not so much for churches.
Are you feeling religiously inspired?
Not really.
We spent one of the days doing a Vesper tour of the whole city, and it was called the Insiders Saigon, run by an American guy.
Off the beaten track.
Which was very much off the beaten trail and a lot of fun. We spent the afternoon basically buzzing around on scooters and seeing a market and some of the main sites as well as some of the smaller ones, including a temple.
Here we are out on the Vespers. There he is. So quite a grumpy driver.
Hello,
So that's the Ho Chi Minh skyline. We're crossing the river. Must be what? This isn't the Mekong, is it?
It's the Saigon.
Saigon River, aptly named after the city. As opposed to the other way around. No, but we're still on the Vesper tour, believe it or not, and as if out of the Italian job, we drove down that central road, straight onto the pontoon, drove down a little tunnel. The guy was shouting because the boat was about to leave, drove onto the on-ramp, straight onto the boat, and there we are, just crossing the river, and then we're going to go and see some markets. So, pretty cool stuff. How have you enjoyed the day so far, Ollie?
Awesome.
Local children training for battle. Quite scary, actually.
We then moved on to Dalat, which is known as the kind of alpine
French retreat.
The French retreat for the Vietnamese. Beautiful countryside, lovely scenery.
Yeah, we spent 2 days there, mainly outside, and it was really beautiful, really cool. Quite cold though. We did a tour with the Easy Riders, who are again on mopeds. Went round the main areas, coffee plantations, silk factories, looked at lots
magic mushroom factories.
Yeah, saw a place where they grow mushrooms, make rice wine, and also grow magic mushrooms, which was quite funny.
Drink the wine. Grow from here.
Yeah.
Is Dalat wine nice?
Nice.
Good.
And during the war, some hill over there destroyed by napalm bomb.
Really?
And also this hill. And you see the pine tree they replant Just replant 15 years ago.
So it takes 15 years to regrow.
Yeah. Regrow, yes.
This is inside a traditional silk spinning factory. These are the little eggs which are basically harvested, and they put them in hydrochloric acid, which means that they hatch within 10 days as opposed to the natural process which takes 6 months. And then after that they take out the larvae, kill them in boiling water and extract the silk from them using a machine over there. All pretty incredible. Churns out this sort of stuff. All this has been explained by our guide who knows an incredible...
Boiling water.
Yeah.
Put the food in the boiling water.
Yeah, boiling water to kill the larva.
And the silkling go out.
Yeah.
You eat them?
Yeah. Silkling go out, and how? They take the silkling, you know. That's it.
Yeah. So that's the silk that's been spun by the worms. Amazing.
How they take silkling? I show you.
This is a mushroom production room. These are basically sawdust inside there, which they then mix with lime, dry it out, put a bit of moisture inside, and then they cut holes in the outside and mushrooms grow out the side. They put the mushroom spores inside. As you can see, this big guy here growing out. And then, of course, in the corner is a little side venture. They have these mushrooms, which are in fact magic mushrooms, which apparently get put in happy spring rolls or happy milkshakes.
We also did some canyoning where Bear Grylls has also been.
Explain canyoning, Ollie.
Canyoning is essentially where you follow a waterway down from its source through kind of waterfalls. You abseil down cliffs, you jump off rocks.
So whatever the river does, you kind of follow it and you do what it does.
We ended up abseiling down a 25-metre high waterfall, which was nerve-wracking to say the least.
Sounds bigger if you say 60 feet, I think, and yeah, it was huge.
Ollie coming into the hardest bit where the water just comes pounding into your face. You've got to lean right back, your sheer face goes into your contact lenses. It's not helpful. There we have it. That's the ball. Can he get back up? There it is. Beautiful.
Here's Edward taking on what's known as the washing machine. So called because when you hit that rapid, you basically get tossed around as if you were in a washing machine. So here's Ed on his second attempt, hopefully looking a bit better than he did on his first, which was frankly amateur. You'll notice he's wearing some pretty trendy rock climbing shoes, especially bought for this purpose. Here he goes. Into the Bosch 360. The Zanussi. Chuck a bit of aerial in there. And here we go.
From Dalat, we took a very, very long bus through winding through the mountains.
Bus.
Yeah, it was lots of hairpin bends, but incredibly nice scenery, all the way to Hoi An, which is about halfway up the coast. And there we spent 3 days doing not a lot.
Well, we did do a lot, it just wasn't very cultural. We spent most of our time in tailors getting clothes made, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was insanely cheap. You could get a nice shirt made for, I think it was $11, so about £7.
$10 if you bargained hard.
$10 if you bargained hard, Ollie assures me. So £6 for a tailor-made shirt. So we got plenty of clothes, which
Some of us had to buy an extra bag to put all our tailor-made shoes in.
guilty as charged. But that was all we did in Hoi An, and then the highlight of Hoi An was probably for me actually leaving it, because
Top Gear style.
in Top Gear style. So we rented mopeds and had an easy rider guide and did the Haivan Pass,
which is one of the most beautiful coastal roads in the world,
as Jeremy Clarkson likes to put it. So we biked the Haivan, which was really, really cool, and got to Hue, which is the ancient capital of Vietnam.
This is the view down. This is the view down from part of the Haivan Pass. Incredible scenery, and heading up into the clouds. So beautiful. No one around, not very many cars. What do you think, Ollie?
Stunning scenery.
Stunning scenes. It's where Top Gear came, so
Must be good.
must be good.
Boss, hello.
Oh, hello!
Hello.
Funny night here.
Just on our way down from the Haivan Pass, having emerged from the clouds back there, and it is just Langkorby.
Yep, Langkorby.
Very nice. Magnificent. Oh, sword, look at him. Get a motor! Ed's looking pretty happy.
Full of culture, which is really, really nice.
Got on some more mopeds, and saw the
Citadel.
The Citadel, which is
A bit like the Forbidden City,
Yeah.
nowhere near as well maintained, but quite impressive nonetheless.
This is the inside of the Hue Citadel. Sadly, not much left of it. All this used to be full of halls and decorated buildings. This is inside the Purple City, where only the emperor and his concubines and eunuchs were able to live. But as I said, yeah, all destroyed in a variety of wars. So here we are at the Tuduk tomb, which is effectively a memorial and burial site for Emperor Tuduk. Surprise, surprise. Serene lake. Very calm, tranquil, apart from the large tour group up there, but otherwise it's nice. That's the main bit up there, which we're about to go into, the tomb itself.
And then from Hue we headed up to Hanoi. We spent a night there.
Spent 2 nights in Hanoi at a very good hostel, and saw the Hanoi Hilton, where John McCain, Senator McCain and others were held during the Vietnam War, because of course McCain's plane crashed. We then, sort of the highlight of Hanoi was
Not
meant to
going
be...
to Hanoi and going to Halong Bay.
Yeah, it was meant to be
instead.
Halong Bay, so we decided to package off for a 3-day trip around the bay on a junk, and also on a deserted island, which was a lot of fun. Met lots of very nice people from England and from Canada and from Holland. Then a day on Castaway Island, where we relaxed and did a little bit of wakeboarding.
With our Swedish friend Rick,
With our Swedish friend
who
Rick.
was paid to live on the island as a wakeboard instructor.
Amazing
He'd
job.
wakeboarded for a month and wasn't very good, but it was really fun all the same, and amazing to go wakeboarding in the bay.
It's another film scene that we visited, because they filmed bits of James Bond there, Man with the Golden Gun, as well as using the limestone cliffs for Avatar. So good stuff. And Pirates of the Caribbean. We're practically film
Look at
stars.
that.
We apologise for the lateness of this blog. It's been because we've
Communism.
been in communist countries such as China and North Korea.
More on that later.